Hi guys, I'm Ian. Thanks for tuning in to another video episode on the Forgotten Weapons Library. I have a little bit of a different kind of book for you today. We have Mexican Military Arms, the cartridge period, 1866 to 1967. Why 1967? Because this was published in 1968. This was written by James B. Hughes, Jr. Mr. Hughes does a really good job of covering all of the various military weapons that were issued and used by the Mexican National Military. Rifles, machine guns, pistols, dating back to, at the very earliest, some of the early lever actions. The Spencer rifle in 5650 was used by the Mexican Army, up through the various bolt-action rifles, including things like the Mexican government purchased Japanese Type 38 Arisaka rifles, rechambered to 7mm Mauser. Not a really commonly known rifle, but they are covered in here. As well as several of the indigenous Mexican designed firearms, like the Mendoza light machine guns and the Mondragon semi-automatic rifle. The downside is there's not a ton of coverage going on here. There's about one page dedicated to each weapon, and some of the pictures are pretty terrible. The author actually apologizes for the quality of the photography early on, saying that some of the rarer specimens in the book were photographed in fairly trying circumstances, and he wasn't able to get good pictures. So I really enjoyed this book. It's a real niche subject that isn't well covered by other authors. There's not a lot to be found out there on Mexican military arms. Actually, I took this book on an airplane trip once, and I was reading it on the flight, and the guy sitting next to me looked over and saw it and asked if I was researching a thesis paper, because it's a really specialized topic. So the good news is that a book like this is out there. You don't find a whole lot of literature on a real niche subject like Mexican military firearms. The bad news is this thing's been out of print since probably 1968, and apparently book dealers think it's made out of gold as a result. I did some looking on eBay and Amazon, and it's available, but starting at $65 or $75 both places. I would definitely not pay that much for this. If you can find it for 15, maybe 20 bucks, I think it's well worth it. But it is a little limited in its coverage. Granted, there may not be a whole lot to say about some of these guns, but there isn't a whole lot said in here. And some of the pictures leave a lot to be desired. So if you can find this cheap, if you can find it on someone's used book table at a show, definitely you should go for it. Something to keep your eyes out for if you're interested in the subject. I'll post a link to it on Amazon so you can take a look and see a little closer view of what the cover looks like, but I wouldn't blame anyone for waiting until they can find a better deal on it. So thanks for watching, and next week I'll make sure to have a book that can be found fairly easily. Have a good night, guys.